beautiful people? It's your girl Jana, and I'm back today with yet another video. And today you and I are going to be taking a look at some of the wildest Siren Head sightings ever caught on camera. Things are about to get real spooky, so if you guys are ready, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into it.
A YouTuber called Paranormal World repeatedly hears haunting voices of small children in this forest. Voices coming from areas too dense for any person to even get to. I can't understand what the kids are saying either. Can you? Probably not.
It sounds like they're incredibly close to him, and given that he's literally in the middle of a forest, in the middle of nowhere, I really highly doubt it's actual kids that he's hearing. I already have a really bad feeling about this.
It sounds like something doing an impression of children, lots of them, though none of them are speaking English per se, and with no real human emotion. Soon the voices are accompanied by whatever this is. He continues walking around the circumference of the marsh to see if anything is on the other side. Sure enough, he hears this hauntingly familiar sound. I think those harsh beeps are what Siren Head plays when it's still a good distance away, and I think this flat drone is reserved for when it's located its next target. So if you are unlucky enough to hear that noise, it probably means it's already too late.
I did not know Siren Head was this freaking ginormous. He honestly looks way bigger than even Slender Man. You can tell in this video that he's actually taller than the freaking trees. Definitely would not want to run into him, especially in the middle of a freaking forest. Talk about an actual nightmare.
A YouTuber named X71 Nawaf is in his home country of Saudi Arabia when he hears a North American emergency weather warning broadcast on a clear day in English instead of his native language. Tell me what Siren Head is saying here. I can understand most of what is being said, but I think some words are misspoken because Siren Head doesn't know the language and is merely imitating phrases. My theory is that Siren Head puts out a weather warning to lure people from the safety of their home for a better look. It seems to work because he wanders out of his home and accidentally into the path of Siren Head itself.
My question is, if you're hearing a weather warning, why are you inclined to go outside? Usually if there's a weather warning, you're being told to stay inside and take shelter immediately, not freaking run outside. Clearly curiosity got the best of this guy, and I'm sure he regrets it to this day.
As he unsuccessfully tries to hide, he learns firsthand the most unsettling fact about Siren Head of all, its ability to imitate those closest to you. The monster suddenly speaks Arabic and sounds like someone who I suspect this YouTuber personally knows, perhaps a family member, except their voice is far away and tiny, because it's that of a cryptid, not really theirs at all. He runs back inside and locks the door, but at this point it's of little use. Once you are spotted, there really is nowhere left to run. Cornered with absolutely no way to defend himself, there's nothing left to do but record his own doom.
I think the scariest thing about Siren Head is that it's able to recreate voices of people that you already know, and that way it can literally lure you outside because you think, oh my god, this is my friend or my mom. Meanwhile, it's literally Siren Head the entire time.
This hand at 1 minute and 46 seconds looks large and real, even in slow motion, fully capable of crushing a normal-sized person without problem, which I'm guessing is what happened next.
Okay, whoa, that hand was truly ginormous. Now, I don't know too much about Siren Head, so I don't know if he's able to like change sizes, because you can tell that hand was literally bigger than the freaking door frame. He can literally grab you in the palm of his hand and just crush you. That's actually insane.
Siren Head's first sighting was in the Arizona desert in the 60s. The next sighting wouldn't be until the 90s in Tanyard Creek, Arkansas. And now in 2020, Siren Head seems to have awakened from its 30-year slumber to stalk and hunt once again. Siren Head is seen and heard crossing Lake Ferguson in Greenland. It looks like it at first, but when you zoom in, the arms look stiffly animated. It also looks somewhat unlevel as it wads through the water, so I'm not sure about this one.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really sure about any of these. Siren Head is entirely a myth, and we do not know if it's actually real or if any of these sightings are credible whatsoever. I will say, out of everything we've seen so far, this one is definitely the least believable. It definitely looks like someone green screened Siren Head to just be floating across the water. But if I put all of that aside and just imagine myself actually seeing something like this, I know I would personally be frozen in fear. Like, how does your brain even process seeing a man with a siren head?
A YouTuber named DX Army live streams from their hometown of Tanyard Creek, Arkansas, the same place where Siren Head once terrified locals in the summer of 1995. DX Army doesn't believe in Siren Head and feels confident because he and his friends have never even heard of him before until now. Now surrounded by fields and woods on a narrow trail, they accidentally leave their main flashlight behind and can't see as far ahead as they'd like. Still, they've been searching for quite a while and no sirens yet, so it looks like this video could be a bust. At this point, they've pretty much given up on cryptid hunting and are just trying their best not to get too turned around in the middle of the night. They're really deep in the woods when this happens.
Before we see what happens, I will say that if you're gonna be walking around the forest at night, it's probably a good idea that you don't forget to bring a freaking flashlight. Like, it's literally pitch black. How do you think you're gonna get around? And just using your phone flashlight is definitely not gonna be enough, especially to see long distances further into the forest.
They aren't sure what direction to go next when they realize any direction is better than forward. The siren sounds faint at first.
Stuck in there to be quiet.
No, I think we should go back like this way.
Oh!
But as they linger in place, it gets their scent and grows louder.
Hello? Did you do that?
And suddenly changes into a chittering laughter as it prepares to hunt them down.
The freak?
Now they retrace their steps with more urgency than before, blindly charging into spiky vines that dig into their skin. Just when they think they are in the clear, a stranger calls out for help. Not quite human, but close. And I hear a beep immediately after.
Hold up. You hear that? Whoa. Hey!
Yeah.
They are still in complete disbelief and in shock too, scrambling to reason that it might be a park ranger or something. Anything besides what they know it to be, Siren Head.
That help me did not sound convincing whatsoever, especially with the beep at the end. It's very obvious that it's a recording. So clearly whatever is in the forest with them is trying to lure them somewhere and make them think that someone in the forest needs help, so they end up going even deeper. I really hope they don't fall for it.
Dude, what is that? Whoa!
Whoa! Ah!
As it towers over them in the darkness, the DX Army learns, all too late, that Siren Head is there. Maybe they constructed a giant Siren Head statue themselves and acted scared, but if so, that seems like it would be pretty heavy to carry around and set up around different parts of the forest for almost 40 minutes, so I think this might be real.
I think what we're learning throughout all these videos is that Siren Head is freaking ginormous. Now, before going into this, I didn't know too much about Siren Head, and now I can tell you in confidence I would definitely not want to run into him ever. My question is, what does he do once he lures people in? Like, is he just there to scare them, or does he grab them? What's his actual goal with all of this?
Siren Head itself is as skinny as a tree and tends to stay in sparsely wooded areas much like this one to better blend in. A YouTuber named Morion recorded this Siren Head sighting sighting on December 10th of 2019, many months before the cryptid became popular enough to go viral. He was alone in the woods when he heard this unforgettable noise. He stood very still as it walked by, and this is what he saw. A person in the comments section said that this sounds like tornado sirens from Chicago, and I wanted to get the opinion of anyone who lives there and has heard them. Siren Head is capable of imitating many different sounds. Maybe Chicago is where this video was taken, or maybe this was the sound it decided to imitate at the time, or if this was edited, then it probably was chosen, because it was the creepiest sound effect Morion could find.
If those really are a Chicago tornado sirens, they are so terrifying. Why would they choose like the most terrifying sound ever? A tornado is already really scary as it is. You don't really need to make it worse by playing these terrifying sounds. I feel like a normal beep beep alarm would be enough, but that's just me.
A warning siren rips through the small town. Even though the weather is fine, the loud siren keeps going on and off at random, so this curious resident grabs a camera and goes outside to record it. He never knew it was Siren Head looking for prey. Creepy? Yeah, I think so. But there's a catch. Here are the final moments that other channels aren't showing, and it definitely makes all the difference. This editing error at the end is a total giveaway. Still, this video has gone viral, and a lot of people who haven't seen the end are freaking out thinking that it's real.
Honestly, even before the end of the video, it was very difficult to believe. It literally just looks like a stick figure walking through the desert. Honestly, it's more hilarious than it is scary. But hey, at least this person tried their best.
This Siren Head sighting was taken somewhere in Australia. It looks pretty good at first, but when it moves its arms, it looks choppy and not exactly real. Basically, it looks like it needs a few more frames of animation to smooth out the lag and make it look a little more fluid. At 44 seconds, there's some sort of digital blur where the arm is not visible in the clouds. The perspective looks kind of wrong though, because I don't think its upper half would be sticking out of the clouds like that. Well, this is definitely a scary video. If Australia is free from Siren Head for now is up for debate.
If Siren Head is genuinely that tall and its head was fully in the clouds, then you wouldn't be able to see its head whatsoever, because it would literally be covered by a bunch of clouds. So I'm definitely very skeptical of this one as well. Also, I'm starting to notice that he's a different size in each video. In some of these, he looks insanely ginormous, and then in other videos, he doesn't really look that tall, as there may be multiple Siren Heads all over the world. I guess we'll never know.
Richie Rue has a Siren Head sighting for you, or so he claims. Take a closer look. Is this the infamous Siren Head cryptid, or is it just a roof structure? Siren Head is said to have an extremely thin neck pole made of flash, with two small but loud sirens on top, so I do kind of see what he means. It stands still during the day and tries its best to blend in until someone is unlucky enough to wander by, but I'm almost positive that this is just part of the building, because there's an identical looking part sticking out here. There's also a chance I'm completely wrong about this, which would mean there would have to be two.
You can totally tell it's some sort of structure, or most likely a cross. But from the angle that he's shooting, it kind of looks like Siren Head.
Siren Head seems to prefer wooded and desert climates, as shown in this April 15th sighting in Morocco. Tell me what language is being spoken and what they're saying here. But I think it's odd how this cameraman focuses on this camel rider instead of the giant cryptid ahead. Still, when you zoom in on the cryptid, it has a surprising amount of extra detail that wasn't visible before, including these wires connecting the sirens to its lower legs, so maybe this is a real Siren Head sighting.
I had no idea that Siren Head had wires coming out of him. That honestly makes him even creepier, because I was under the impression that he was a cryptid, but now he's starting to look kind of like some sort of robot. I guess with each video, we learn more and more about Siren Head. And one thing's for sure, I would not like to come face to face with that.
This photograph of Siren Head shows how easily it blends in with its surroundings. Its twisted exoskeleton resembles tree bark and would be easy to miss walking in the forest past sunset. The lighting in this photo looks real. The camera flash is brightest around its chest, and it's similarly bright at the same height on the tree. The way it gets darker around the neck and Siren's likewise matches that part of the tree. So was this standing outside of someone's house? I don't know. Someone tell me if this is photoshopped or not, and how you can tell.
It's so scary how it's able to blend into the forest and make itself look like a tree. That way, if you were just walking through a forest and you weren't really paying attention, you could easily walk past Siren Head and not even know. That is really freaking scary. But alright, you guys, we finally made it to the end of this video. I will say I learned so much more about Siren Head today. Going into this video, I didn't know a whole lot, and now I know that it's this ginormous freaking creature that can basically recreate a bunch of different sounds and voices from people that you know in order to lure you in. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you guys think Siren Head is real, or if you think it's just another creepy myth that has yet to be proven. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.